Sinha,
Yeah, yeah.
tutors.
He's not doing. He's the mind of Indian fisheries and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Then he's worked in the NEMA and necessary respiratory organs and all that. Ratnam
So,
was a good friend of my guide. My guide was Professor Y.R. Malhotra. He
yeah,
was Kashmir and they were very good friends like Gatamunchi,
yeah.
Khanna. I keep on going to CIF, Calcutta. Dr. Das is there as
So your kind permission, sir, your kind permission is needed for the initiation of the Viva-Voce examination.
okay. Okay, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Most respected, Sir Dr. Kuldeep Krishna Sharma ji, the external examiner, Voce exam. My dear colleagues and research scholars, today we have assembled for the Viva-Voce examination of Mohammad Masroor Zafar. I rate him one of the sincere and dedicated research scholar of the department who has carried out research work under the expert guidance of Dr. Anupama Kumari, and his research findings have been published in the quality journals of the international repute. At the outset, let us introduce the Honorable External Examiner, Professor Dr. Kuldeep Sharma. It is my pride privilege to introduce a distinguished academician, eminent researcher, and an inspiring leader, Professor Dr. Kuldeep Krishna Sharma. He has held several key academic positions, including the head of the Department of Zoology, Jammu University, and the Dean Faculty of Science, Life Science, University of Jammu. He has also served as Vice Chancellor of two universities, the University of Jammu as well as the Himalayan University, Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh, where he played a pivotal role in fostering the academic excellence and initiating the key administrative reforms. Recently, Professor Sharma has been awarded the prestigious Ashutosh Mukherjee Fellowship by the Indian Science Congress Association, Kolkata. With over 38 years of distinguished experience in teaching and research, Professor Sharma has made profound contributions to the aquatic ecology and fisheries science. He has successfully mentored 29 PhD scholars, leaving a lasting legacy in the academic and the scientific community. A recipient of multiple gold medals and fellowships, and having led numerous national and international research projects, Professor Sharma stands as a beacon of excellence in the Indian scientific community, a passionate educator, and a visionary scholar. I, at the head of the department, extend my warm welcome to Professor K.K. Sharma.
Thank you, Parmalji. It is too much. I don't think that I
Most,
deserve all
most
this.
welcome, sir.
I am just
Most
like
welcome.
you. I will felt that I am just a researcher. Like you, I am still doing work, in my area at the age of 72.
So you are my and our ideal, sir. Now I direct the research scholar Masroor Zafar to defend his research work. Masroor.
My audible, sir?
Yeah, yeah, please.
Respected external examiner, Professor Kuldeep Krishan Sharma, former Vice Chancellor, University of Jammu and Himalayan University, Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh. Respected Head of the Department, Professor Parimal Kumar Khan, sir. Respected external examiner, my supervisor, Dr Anupama Kumari, all faculty members of the Department of Zoology, Patna University, Patna, and my fellow research scholars and MSc pass out students. My name is Mohammad Masroor Zafar, a research scholar in Department of Zoology, Patna University, Patna, and today I am here to give my Ph.D. Viva-Voce examination on my thesis entitled Effects of Environmental Stressors on Ichthyofauna of River Ganga in Patna District, Bihar. Introduction. Freshwater constitutes approximately 2% of the Freshwater constitutes approximately 2% of the Earth's total water resources, but only 0.5% is present in surface water, which includes rivers, lakes, and wetlands. Among them, the riverine ecosystem constitutes mere 0.006% of the global freshwater reserve, but it supports 25% of vertebrate species, including 40% of all fish species. Ichthyofauna is one of an important component of any aquatic ecosystem and acts as a food source, has high economic value, maintains the ecological balance of the aquatic ecosystem, and also holds cultural significance. In recent years, ichthyofauna has been under threat due to several factors, which include discharge of untreated sewage effluents, discharge of industrial effluents, construction of dams, land use change, sand mining activities, which have affected the overall river water quality, its hydrological features, as well as geomorphological features, which can act as an environmental stressors towards ichthyofaunal assemblage. In recent years, a decline in number of fish species
होगा थोड़ा नेट स्लो होने की वजह से
In recent years, a decline in number of fish species have been observed in several rivers across the globe, as well as also in Indian rivers. For example, in river Yangtze, the number of fish species has declined from 353 to 277. In river Indus, from 180 to 92. In river Mississippi, from 288 to 188. Similar scenario has been observed for various rivers of India. For example, in river Krishna, the number of fish species have declined from 195 to 109, and in river Mahanadi from 195 to 127. River Ganga also faces similar challenges. The first pioneer work in River Ganga in this regard to ichthyofauna was done by Hamilton in 1822. He reported approximately 260 fish species. However, recent work done by Das et al. In 2021, he reported only 186 fish species. This decline can also be seen in different stretches of River Ganga. For example, if we see the upper stretch at Haridwar, the number of fish species has declined from 47 to 36. In the middle stretch at Allahabad, the number of species has declined from 65 to 50 and 52. And in the lower stretch at Triveni, West Bengal, from 76 to 58. If we talk about our study area, then the number of fish species here recorded by Sinha in 2010 was 100, which has declined to 68 by the study conducted by Das. Various literature can be found in this regard. For example, Vedrane et al. In 2011 worked on river tennis in USA, and he reported that construction of dams affects the riverine ecosystem as it causes a transition from lotic to lentic, which affects species composition due to change in river velocity. It also inhibits seasonal migration of species. Haritash et al. In 2016, working on river Ganga at Uttaranchal, he reported that the major cause of decline in the fish species might be degrading river water quality, as he reported very high concentration of phosphate up to 4.8 milligram per liter and BOD as high as 19 milligram per liter. However, several researchers have also used multivariate statistical analysis to enumerate the effects of environmental stressors on ichthyofaunal assemblages. For example, Huck et al., working on Jamuna River in Bangladesh, he reported that several physicochemical parameters such as TDS, electrical conductivity, alkalinity, and pH act as the most critical environmental stressors that influence the structure of fish assemblages. Another work done by Johnson et al. 2012 in River Kent, Central India, he reported that species such as tortor, alangra, and G. katla preferred fast-flowing habitats, whereas species such as B. dero, L. calbasu, and P. serrana were associated with wider, deeper, and warmer habitats. However, the previous studies on ichthyofauna of River Ganga mainly focused on the diversity, taxonomy, and invasive fish species. Studies based on multivariate assessment of ichthyofauna in respect to environmental stressors is very limited. First study was done by Dwivedi et al. 2016 in middle stretch of River Ganga from Kanpur to Varanasi, and he reported that several environmental variables such as total hardness, nitrate, phosphate, dissolved oxygen, pH, and water temperature significantly influence the fish fauna of River Ganga. Moreover, Kamboj et al. Working in River Ganga in the upper stretch at Uttarakhand, he reported that fish species such as P. putunio, R. gola, and Valagu were positively correlated with velocity, depth, and turbidity. Therefore, we can say that studies in this context is lacking at the current studied stretch of River Ganga at Patna, and is therefore a major unexplored research gap that is addressed in the present study. Therefore, the study was designed with the following objectives: to assess the selected physicochemical, hydrological, and geomorphological parameters of River Ganga, to determine the current status of fish fauna in the River Ganga and compare it with previous studies, to identify the stressing factors and disturbance zones that deteriorate the river ecosystem, to investigate the impact of environmental stressors on fish assemblage, to conservation and strategies for ichthyofaunal diversity of Patna. Materials method study area. The study was
No,
conducted in
no,
the Middle Gangetic Plain at Patna, Bihar. So,
Mr. Zafar, you can straight away go to
yes, sir.
your findings and the discussion part. What are your findings and how you have
Okay,
correlated
sir.
your findings, and then the conclusions.
Okay,
What
sir.
are conclusions you have drawn?
Okay, okay.
Straight
Thank you.
away go to the observation part. What are your crux of the
Yes.
observation?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Result of the objective one, the physicochemical parameters. We can see in the next few slides I am showing the result of the physicochemical parameters. First, this slide shows those physicochemical parameters that vary significantly between seasons, which includes water temperature, turbidity, transparency, soluble air, dissolved oxygen, sodium ion, nitrite ion, nitrate ion, ammonia, chloride, and phosphate respectively, where ammonia as well as turbidity was significantly higher during the post-monsoon season, and the remaining parameters were significantly higher during the pre-monsoon season.
Okay.
This slide shows the range of the physicochemical parameters that had not varied significantly between seasons during 2022 and 2023. These include total altitude, electrical conductivity, TDS, GSS, BOD, total hardness, calcium ion, magnesium ion, potassium ion, and sulfate ion, respectively. This slide shows the result of those physicochemical parameters that have varied significantly at the reference contact sites. These include pH, GSS, turbidity, soluble air, BOD, sodium ion, potassium ion, nitrite ion, nitrate ion, chloride ion, and phosphate ion, respectively.
Next.
This slide shows the result of the hydrological parameters. Here we can see that the mean river depth was highest at Bagharhat and was lowest at Venigha. The river velocity was reported highest at Venigha and lowest at Gayagha. The river was most deep at Bagharhat and found to be least deep at Gayaghat respectively. This slide shows the result of the ecological participation that is sediment composition from River Ganga. And the sediment composition of River Ganga at Patna was classified immediately into four categories: dirty seed, sandy seed, sand and silty sand, of which seed and sandy seed percentage was highest was found to be Zafar sediment class. This slide shows the result of the objective 2, which was the current status of Viva-Voce at Patna. It was to bar graph show the average number of birds and average number of fishes recorded during the study. From the graph, we can clearly see that the number of fishermen as well as the number of boats were higher during the pre-monsoon season, and the highest number of fishermen and boats were observed at Digha Ghat and lowest at Bhaga Ghat. The first pie chart shows the percentage distribution of different waters of total waters consumption in River Ganga, where it was found that cyprinids dominates approximately 35% of the total fish species, followed by scleroforms and perciforms. The next pie chart shows the ecological field of ichthyofauna for River Ganga, where the bottom carnivore, bottom omnivore constitute approximately 43% of all species, whereas the bottom carnivore 34%. This slide shows that the total number of 73 fish species belonging to 26 families and 9 orders were reported during the study. Their common name, scientific name, order, family, habit, habitat, and IUCN status is represented in the following table.
Carry on,
This
carry on.
slide shows the pie chart of IUCN status of fish species, where approximately 84% of the fish species were under least concern category, 7% vulnerable, and 4% near threat. The vulnerable species included Bagarius, Balado, Verdura, Channa orientalis, whereas near threatened species included Chitala, Opimacrotilus, Isla Colia, and Achmoletrix. This slide shows the result of images of the fish species plates. This slide shows the current status of ichthyofauna at Patna. The first study was conducted by Hassan in 1999, who reported 106 fish species. The follow-up was conducted by Sina in 2010. He reported 195. And the World Bank by me, I have reported only 73 fish species, which suggests a declining trend in the ichthyofaunal richness at Patna. The next bar graph shows the variation in the fish catch over the years, and we can clearly see that fish catch was respectively higher during the 2023 than 2022. This slide shows the catch per unit effort in respect to kilogram per person per boat as well as kilogram per person per day. Its value was higher during the pre-monsoon season. It was found highest at Digha Ghat and lowest at Bhaga Ghat, respectively. This slide shows the exotic species found during the study. These include Crustaceo, Anemones, Achilotheus, Onilotheus, Polyvera, as well as Caraceus auratus. The following slide shows the result of the objective 2 of the definition of a specification. Was used to look first visual identification, wherein we can clearly see that at Bhaga Ghat, the discharge of untreated domestic waste was going around. In dry earth, the consumption of horizontal as well as vertical fish consumption activity was taking place. At Vishnu Ghat, solid waste disposal was going on. Cleaning and washing activities were also significantly taking place, as well as a confluence of River Ganga with River Pumpun, which is considered a very polluted river, was also going on. It is done when we see Digha Ghat, apart from sand mining activities that were going on in the other portion of the river, respectively the outflow from callimatic cleaners resulted in the other sampling sites. Next slide shows the identification of hazardous matter based on the principal component analysis. Here the principal variable and principal component analysis was analyzed. This shows the score plot. I will explain it with the help of the table. The first principal component 1 and component 2 shared approximately 25% and 38% of the total variance. And here we can see that I factor lower was shown, whereas the environmental variables such as water temperature, TDS, pH, sodium, calcium, chloride ion, dissolved oxygen, chloroxygen, ammonia, phosphate ion, total suspended solid, transparency, river depth, as well as silt and clay, respectively. For the remaining parameters, a correlation analysis was done for the remaining environmental variables with the ichthyofauna catch data, and those fish those environmental variables that showed high correlation with at least 10% of the fish species was also selected as an environmental stressor. These included nitrate, sand, as well as gravel. Based on the environmental stressors and their catch data, a canonical correspondence analysis plot was constructed. The Y plot is shown in the figure, and I will explain it on the basis of three features. First, around the center, we can see that fish species such as EV, Ichthyopis vacha, EM, Ichthyopis murius, AC, Isla colia, CCH, Chitala chitala. These species are clustered around the center portion of the graph, and which suggests that these species are not affected by these environmental stressors, which can further be validated by my fish catch data, as the catch of these fish species was respectively higher compared to the other fish species. When we talk in the right hand corner, fish species such as HM, H. molitrix, HN, H. nobilis, ON, O. niloticus, as well as CA, Carassius auratus, these are clustered around environmental stressors such as potassium, ammonia, silt, nitrate, phosphate, suggesting that these fish species are tolerant towards these stressors. We can also relate it with the fact that these fish species are also exotic fish species. In the third point, I would like to mention on the left side corner of the graph, in the upper portion of the graph, there are certain species such as WA valago, BB Bagarius, BY Bagarius yareli, and CO Channa orientalis. These species are situated far away from environmental stressors such as potassium and ammonia, silt, nitrate, phosphate, etc., suggesting that these species are less tolerant towards these stressors. This can be further validated by the fact that these four species are in the IUCN Red List vulnerable category. Some recommendations. Regular surveys should be conducted in River Ganga to monitor fish population. A database should be created to provide the upcoming researcher with the baseline data of ichthyofaunal weakness in the region. Seasonal fishing ban during breeding period should be strictly implemented. Monitoring of the water quality as well as the sediment composition of River Ganga should be done at regular intervals. The flow of water in River Ganga during summer and winter should be regulated by ensuring the controlled release of water from during the dry season. It should be ensured that any developmental project in or around the river must undertake environmental impact assessment, and proper working and installation of sewage treatment plants must be ensured to mitigate the impact of discharge of untreated sewage effluents. Conclusion. The major anthropogenic disturbances in the study stretch of River Ganga at Patna include discharge of untreated sewage effluent, sand mining, as well as beach construction activities. The river water was slightly alkaline to moderately alkaline in nature and moderately hard to hard in nature. Among the physicochemical parameters, ammonia, total suspended solid, sodium ion, COD, turbidity, potassium ion, total alkalinity, total hardness, exceeded their permissible limit by 81%, 62%, 62%, 52%, 31%, and 4% respectively. The value of pH, TSS, turbidity, chlorophyll, DO, BOD, COD, sodium ion, potassium ion, nitrite and nitrate, chloride ion, as well as phosphoric ion of water samples varied significantly between reference as well as impact sites at various sites. The hydrological parameters such as river width, velocity, and depth were higher during the post-monsoon season than the pre-monsoon season. The sediment composition of River Ganga at Patna was majorly categorized into silt and sandy silt using Shepherd sediment class. The average number of operational boats and fishermen was highest at Digha Ghat and lowest at Ghagga Ghat. During the 2 years, 73 fish species from 26 families and 9 orders were recorded in River Ganga at Patna, which is a 31% decline from the 106 species reported in 1999. The fish catch and catch per unit effort was highest at Digha Ghat and lowest at Ghagga Ghat, and comparatively higher during pre-monsoon season than post-monsoon season. 6 exotic fish species were identified, namely C. carpio, H. nobilis, O. niloticus, H. molitrix, C. idella, and C. auratus, respectively. The result of the PCA revealed highest factor loading of TDS followed by phosphate and potassium, and where strong correlation of environmental variables with fauna was observed for ammonia, nitrate, sand and gravel, and which respectively. PCA analysis and CA extracted TDS, total suspended solid, total hardness, phosphate and potassium ion, chloride and sodium ion, ammonia, nitrate and river depth, river width, sand, silt, clay and gravel as the environmental stressors affecting fish assemblages in the river Ganga at Patna. Further, CCA extracted two ordination axes which explain 62.3% and 23.9% of the total variance respectively. The result of CCA has found varying levels of sensitivity of fauna towards environmental pressure in the studied area. The majority of exotic fish species identified were clustered around environmental variables such as heat, ammonia, nitrate, and potassium and phosphate. The species such as Volago actu, Bagarius cerulli, and Channa orientalis were clustered away from these parameters, indicating their sensitivity towards these variables. This shows the certificate of identification of the fish fauna that was identified, later cross-verified by Zoological Survey of India, Patna. I
Good,
have published a total of 14 research papers as
good,
well as
good,
5 book
good,
chapters in
good.
the scope.
I've gone through all these papers and everything. Very
Yes, sir.
nice. Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
These are 2 papers published during my research tenure. List of some of the research papers and the book chapters. Some of the conferences I have attended during the tenure. And I would like to at last acknowledge some of my fellow mates. First of all, my friend Mohammad Suleiman, whom I have met during the graduation first year in 2014. He is one of the nicest person I have met, and he has helped me throughout my PhD work whenever and whatever required. Next, I would like to thank my friend Kumar Gaurav. He used to pick me up from my home at 3:30 early in the morning to take me to
I
Digha Ghat,
think
which
you
was
have
far away
already
from my
given
home.
everything in
And he
your
also used to drop
thesis.
me at my home.
These
Yes,
acknowledgement
sir.
you have already given. No need of presenting here your
Okay, sir.
acknowledgement.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
At last, I would like to remember my father, late Mohammad Zafar, whom I lost during the 1st of February 2024. He really wanted to be when I gave my final PhD presentation, but unfortunately, he is not with us. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Jafar, you have nicely presented your work
Thank you,
with a very clarity, but still some clarifications may be asked by the external examiner.
yes.
So, sir, please, for your comment and queries, if any.
Thank you,
Uh,
Parmal sir, for giving me an opportunity, and I'm thankful to the Honorable Vice Chancellor for this opportunity which he has provided me. At the onset, I congratulate Mr. Zafar for nice presentation. You have already, told him his presentation was excellent, to the point, very concise, and very meticulously he has arranged things, and it was very crispy also. So he has tried to cover many things in short span of time in a very nice manner, and he presented in a very. For that, I congratulate him and his supervisor, Dr. Anupama, also, because
Thank you, sir.
for every effort, supervisor effort is always there for mentoring the students in a very nice manner. Now, uh, Professor Parimal, I don't know what the other examiner, the queries which he has raised in his this thing that you can ask later on. I have certain queries which I want to clarify from Mr. Zafar. Mr. Zafar,
Yes.
you were talking about the work which you have done. I just want to ask you why such studies are important for any riverine systems, or particularly the Ganga riverine system where you have been. Why these studies are very important?
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to state that the status of different rivers is gradually declining in different aspects due to several anthropogenic activities that are going on. Therefore, which affects the number of different types of biota, not only fish species, benthic macroinvertebrates, zooplankton, any other or any top apex predator in the riverine ecosystem. Decline in number of species of any particular species affects the food chain, which ultimately affects the entire riverine ecosystem. Studies in this
Okay,
regard,
okay,
yes,
okay. Don't you think that these climatic changes we are talking about, they are also responsible for conducting such studies that we should keep on doing regular studies, monitoring of the aquatic ecosystems?
Yes, sir, they should be done.
Okay. The another query which is still boggling my mind, and I just wanted to ask you, because in your thesis you have mentioned decline in catch per unit effort. Why this decline is there? What are the reasons?
Uh, Decline in the catch per unit effort you are asking, sir.
CPUE, you were talking about
Yes, sir.
that there is a decline
Yes,
in
sir.
this. You have mentioned in your slides also, and in your thesis, I read that you are constantly talking about that there is a decline in catch per unit of efforts. Why?
Yes, sir. Sir, the I have observed during my 2 year study that
Okay,
whenever I used to go at the sites, the
good,
boat used to come on the side, and when they load their whatever catch they have seen, the catch
right?
was very less. In majority of the boats, 1 kilogram, 1.2 kilogram. In some boats, 2.5 kilogram. When I used to ask them, you used to say that earlier catch was very high. We used to
Yeah.
for fishing, we used large boats as well as small boats, and still the catch, everyday catch was approximately 30 to 40 kilos or respectively more than that. But now the situation has changed and the catch has declined very rapidly for majority of fish species. Only few of fish species that are found of large weight for 20 kilo, 10 kilo, 15 kilo respectively. So
Okay,
this has been majorly caused due to change in the water quality as well as different parameters as well as blockages due to construction of dams and several other factors have combinedly led to this decline gradually over time, not in a
okay,
short time, sir, gradually
okay,
over
good,
time.
good, good. The I feel that associated with this, there is another query from my side, that is
Yes,
why
sir.
there is a need of sustainable management strategies we should discuss or we should formulate for such riverine systems. Sustainable management strategies. Do you have any
Well,
idea?
sir, I would like to say that sustainable management strategy is required so that fishermen can continue to catch fish and they
Okay,
also get सर उनका रोजी रोटी जो है ये फिश है ये मतलब फिश कैच है तो अगर वो
okay,
फिश कैच करना ही छोड़ देंगे तो उनको कैच एक्चुअली में अभी मिल रहा है कम अगर कोई सस्टेनेबल मेथड निकाला नहीं गया तो ग्रेजुअली उनका ये जो प्रोफेशन है वो ग्रेजुअली धीरे धीरे करके खत्म हो जाएगा क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग ऑलरेडी हैं जो स्विच कर चुके हैं क्योंकि उनको उतना पैसा मिल नहीं पा रहा है फिशरीज की वजह से हम रिवर इकोसिस्टम का बात कर रहे हैं सर पॉन्ड फिशरीज की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं तो इसलिए अगर हम लोग सस्टेनेबल मैनेजमेंट ऐसा कोई प्लान इस तरह का अगर सरकार इस तरह का कुछ भी लाती है जिससे फिश के नंबर मेंटेन्ड हो उनका अबंडेंस थोड़ा बढ़े तो इससे जो ये लोग फिशरमैन हैं उनको भी सर थोड़ा फायदा होगा और साथ
so
ही साथ जो डिफरेंट तरीके के इपेक्स
Zafar,
प्रेडेटर्स हैं जैसे रिवर डॉल्फिन वगैरह
Mr.
उनको
Zafar,
भी सर
supposing you are given an opportunity for this
यस
thing, that what are the methods you will use for sustainable management of riverine systems in order to enhance the fish production in Ganga river system or any other river system?
व्हाट मेथड्स आई विल यूज
क्या
ओके
क्या करना
सर
चाहिए हमें?
फर्स्ट ठीक है सर सर सबसे पहले तो हम लोग ये कर सकते हैं कि जो डोमेस्टिक सीवेज इफ्लुएंट्स है वो काफी
Okay,
अनट्रीटेड मात्रा में सबसे ज्यादा रिवर गंगा में डंप हो
okay.
इसको मिनिमाइज करने के लिए मैक्सिमम ट्रीट करके डाला जा सके पहला तो सर इस पे काम किया जा सकता है
भाई
ताकि
इतने
सर्टेन
इतने साल से
पैरामीटर
तो
जैसे
हम लोग इतने साल से हम लोग यही चीज किए जा रहे हैं, नमानी गंगे एंड ऑल दैट, राइट फ्रॉम राजीव गांधी onward we have been doing, and whether we are successful in that or not, that is something else. But how you feel?
सर इसके अलावा ये किया जा सकता है
ये
ब्रीडिंग
तो
सीजन
हुआ
के
कि
आसपास
abatement of pollutions. You say if you
जी
reduce the pollution load in the riverine system, that is one of the aspect. Any other aspect?
यस दूसरा सर हम लोग ये कर सकते हैं कि ब्रीडिंग सीजन के दौरान जो फिश कैच होता है जो छोटे छोटे
हाँ,
फ्राई वगैरह को उस समय जो पकड़ लिया जाता है उस पर
That
सर
is
थोड़ा सा
important.
कंट्रोल अगर किया जा सके ताकि फिश का अबंडेंस जो है बढ़ सके, उनको तब पकड़ा जाए या थोड़ा उनका साइज बढ़ जाए ताकि उससे थोड़ा पॉपुलेशन बढ़ने में थोड़ा सा ये एनहांसमेंट हो सर। एक इस पॉइंट पे काम किया जा सकता है। तीसरा सर
Okay.
जो छोटे छोटे जाले होते हैं जिनको सर मच्छरदानी जाल वगैरह बोला जाता है, उनका अगर कभी कभी इस्तेमाल छुपा करके कर लिया जाता है, उस पर अगर रोक की जाए। साथ
मतलब
ही साथ एक
I mean
रिसेंट चीज
you
सर ये
you
देखिएगा
you want that there should be a regulation of mesh size.
यस सर।
मतलब the smaller size meshes, they should not be used.
यस सर।
Okay. Okay. Associated with this, there is another query from my side. That is, why alkaline system is good for the fish growth?
सर कैन यू रिपीट?
हम कहते हैं ना कि pH जो है फिश ग्रोथ के लिए it should be alkaline. Why?
यस। और सर ये कह सकते हैं कि अल्कलाइन पीएच है तो सेवरल एंजाइम्स के प्रॉपर फंक्शनिंग में सर वो हेल्प करता है फिश को। इस वजह से सर
Exactly.
अगर पीएच अल्कलाइन रहता है तो हर तरीके ऑर्गेनिजम्स के लिए सर मोस्टली अल्कलाइन पीएच ही सर ज्यादा प्रेफर्ड रहता
Uh, and primary productivity is also enhanced when the pH is alkaline. And when primary productivity will be more, it will certainly going to enhance the secondary productivity. So alkaline
है। यस
system is always good for the
यस
production of fishes. No, you were
यस
talking about the sediments, and in one of the slides, you showed us the sediments. Why sediment
यस
studies is also important for conservation of fish species in Ganges river systems.
सर फिश जो अपना एग ले करते हैं मेजरली टाइम वो सर जो सेडिमेंट होता है उसके आसपास ले करते हैं और वो उनके
Okay.
लाइफ साइकिल का एक इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट है। इसी वजह से सर अगर डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज हो रहे हैं सर, जैसे ब्रिज कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटी हो रहा है उसके वजह से काफी अमाउंट में सीमेंट या कुछ अगर गिराया जा रहा है या काफी ज्यादा खुदाई हो जा रही है जिसकी वजह से काफी सेडिमेंट अपटर्न हो जा रहा है, तो हो सकता है कि जो वहाँ पे का सेडिमेंट कॉम्पोजिशन है वो अफेक्ट हो रहा हो। अगर फिशेस सूटेबल हैं ग्रेवल या इस तरीके का हैबिटेट में वो चेंज हो जा रहा है तो उनको सर ब्रीड करने में हो सकता है परेशानी आ जाए जिसके वजह से भी उनका नंबर घट सकता है, बेसिकली उनके हैबिटेट के रिस्पेक्ट में सर। इसीलिए सेडिमेंट का स्टडी भी किया जाना सर इम्पोर्टेंट
Okay, you want that if the
है जब हम
proper
लोग फिश
type
के
of
स्टडी की बात
sediments
करते हैं।
are,
साथ ही
if
साथ
the proper type of
सर
sediments
मैक्रो
are
इनवर्टिब्रेट्स
there,
वगैरह भी सर सेडिमेंट में ही
then we
रहते
can enhance their productions because it will help in conservation of the habitat and the breeding will be more and it will it will bring more of the young of the new years into the systems. That is what you wanted to
हैं।
say.
यस सर। यस सर।
Okay.
यस आई थिंक सर।
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I was going through your thesis and I found that there is, you were talking about that there is, now you have already said that there is a need for periodic monitoring of the riverine systems. Why there is a need?
नीड इज टू सर ये देखने के लिए सिंपली कि जैसे कभी असेसमेंट हुआ फिश स्पीशीज का पॉपुलेशन देखा गया, कितने तरह के फिश स्पीशीज मिले ये सब देखा गया। अब उनके में कुछ चेंजेस हो रहा है, कोई दूसरे स्पीशीज आ जा रहे हैं, कोई एग्जॉटिक नए आ गए या किसी एग्जॉटिक का नंबर बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गया, किसी नेटिव का नंबर बहुत ज्यादा कम हो गया, इस तरीके का अगर कोई फ्लक्चुएशन हो रहा है तो वो किसी पर्टिकुलर चीज को दर्शा सकता है कि कोई ना कोई फैक्टर होगा जो इसके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल होगा। इस वजह से सर पीरियोडिक असेसमेंट अगर किया जाए तो थोड़ा सा सही रहेगा सर।
What is the role of predatory fishes in the riverine systems?
पार्डन सर?
Predatory fishes.
प्रीडेटरी फिशेस सर, सर फूड चेन का एक इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट है वो छोटे छोटे कार्निवोर फिश या बड़े फिश भी होते हैं तो वो छोटे फिश को खाते हैं, फिर उनको कोई और खा लेता है सर, कोई बड़े फिश या एपेक्स प्रेडेटर डॉल्फिन वगैरह कोई, तो एक इम्पॉर्टेंट कंपोनेंट है वो फूड चेन के। और हाँ सर उनका रोल है। बाकी डिफरेंट तरीके का कोई डेड मैटर हो गया, ये मैटर हो गया, कोई डेड फिश वगैरह हो गया तो उनको ये खा करके
Okay,
क्लीन कर
okay.
सकते हैं,
Good.
तो
Very good.
इकोसिस्टम
Very
हेल्थ के लिए
good.
बेहतर है।
You were talking about the decline in fisheries. You say that you have gone through the literature, you have compared your study with the studies which earlier the people have conducted or workers they have conducted. So I just want to know what percentage of the fishes declined over the last 20 years in Ganges system, river Ganges.
Are you talking about sir entire river Ganges or specifically at Patna?
No, whatever the part you have studied with the help of the literature, if you have
Okay,
gone
I
through
will
the,
tell you.
yeah,
Yes, sir. The first work was done by Hamilton in 1882, who reported approximately 260 fish species. The recent
okay,
work done on the entire stretch of River Ganga by Das et al. 2021, he reported approximately 185 to 86 fish species. So
okay,
decline from 260 to 186, slight decline in number has been noted. However, if at this stage you are talking, sir, then 100 species was reported in 1999, and in my study I am reporting 73. So it is 31%, approximately 31% declines.
okay, good. Last question from my side, that
Yes,
is,
sir.
that supposing you are given an opportunity to form the strategies for conservation of the fishes in and management of Ganga river system or any riverine systems, how you will act on that?
सर इस
आप
पे तो
समझे
ज्यादा
मैं
बेहतर
क्या
सर
कह
आप
रहा
ही
हूँ?
बता सकते हैं कि हम सर
हाँ,
समझे, लेकिन इस पे ज्यादा बेहतर सर आप ही बता देते कैसे करना चाहिए तो ज्यादा सही रहता। आपका सर
नहीं
काफी काम है, हम देखे भी आपका ये रिसर्च पब्लिकेशन वगैरह, आप ही कुछ सजेशन इस पे दे दीजिए सर।
नहीं, हम तो बताएंगे, आप बताइए ना पहले। आपको, you have done now work, you have done your PhD, you are going to
यस
get the PhD degree also, you have the knowledge, and you know, if this responsibility is given to you to enhance or conserve the fishes in the, what are the methods or what are the points which you will tell others that these are the areas which we have to check on priorities so that we can conserve the fishes?
इस पे सर कुछ कुछ पॉइंट जो हम पहले सर आपको बता चुके हैं, जैसे ओवर फिशिंग का रेगुलेशन हो गया, या इसके अलावा मॉनिटरिंग हो गया, या जैसे सेटिलमेंट रिलेटेड हम सर कुछ कुछ पॉइंट बताएं, ये सब, या कुछ गवर्नमेंट लेवल पे कुछ ऐसा फॉर्मुलेट किया गया जिसमें सर्टेन वेल रिनोन्ड लोग हों सर, जैसे आप हों, जिनको कुछ आइडिया हो ज्यादा कि किस तरीके से काम किया जाए तो ज्यादा बेहतर रहेगा, एक ऐसा कुछ बनाया जाए तो सर ज्यादा बेहतर रहेगा। इस पे थोड़ा सा आप सर हमको कुछ सजेशन दे दीजिए, क्या इसमें कैसा।
नहीं नहीं, आप हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट केज फिशरीज?
क्या सर?
केज फिशरीज,
केज फिशरी जो सर एक पर्टिकुलर वाटर बॉडी के अंदर एक जाला टाइप बना दिया जाता है, उसको वाटर
हाँ
बॉडी के अंदर ही रखा जाता है, और उसके अंदर
हाँ
फिशरीज के सीड्स वगैरह को डाले जाते हैं, उनको बाहर भागने नहीं दिया जाता है, उसी की बात कर रहे हैं क्या सर?
हाँ।
जी सर,
So
इसके बारे में सुना है।
can that be one of the strategy for conservation of the fishes or enhance the production in riverine systems? We can utilize these riverine systems.
जी सर, इसको भी यूज किया जा सकता है नंबर को बढ़ाने के लिए, उसके बाद उनको अगर छोड़ दिया जाए रिवरान इकोसिस्टम में तो
What
ये
is
भी एक
your
अच्छा
idea
तरीका हो
about the
सकता है।
introduction of invasive species or other species into the riverine systems? करने
यस सर।
चाहिए हमें या नहीं करने चाहिए?
सर क्या बोले सर, लास्ट लाइन नहीं सुन पाए।
मैं कहता हूँ, you were talking about the exotic species and other species which you have got. Should we
यस सर।
introduce these exotic species in the riverine systems?
नहीं सर, इंट्रोड्यूस तो नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि
क्यों?
एग्जॉटिक स्पीशीज की एक खासियत होती है, अगर उनको इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया गया है तो वो काफी रैपिडली अपने नंबर को इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं, अगर फेवरेबल कंडीशन उनको मिल गया, और वो नेटिव फिश स्पीशीज के पॉपुलेशन को काफी हद तक डिक्लाइन कर सकते हैं।
So we
एग्जाम्पल
should
सर
not.
जैसे।
This should be one of the strategy also to save the local fishes, to conserve the local
जी सर।
fishes. So this can
लेकिन
be
सर
a
इस
one
पे
of
ये
the
हो सकता है
points.
जैसे। हाँ जी सर। जी
This
सर।
can be one of the points. Then
यस सर।
raising the fish breeding areas or artificially raising the hatcheries alongside of the riverine systems. You can produce
यस
the spawns and then you can transfer that spawn into the riverine system. That can also help, as we have tried in our area when the Chenab River system was the dams they were made in that system. One of the species tar you might have heard about tar
यस
pitidura and
यस
all that. So those species started dwindling because those species were migratory species used to go to the upstreams during the winter time when the water level is less, and then with the fury of flood during monsoon season, it comes down to the main plains. So this was a phenomena of migratory fishes. So what happened over the year? The government constructed the dams for generation of hydroelectricity. So migration of this fish was cut off. They could not go upstream. And if you go to the Chenab river system even now, in the upper reaches you will not find tar pitutura, tar, or any of the tar species. But in the downstreams, you will find tar is there. So, what we suggested to the authorities, and they did it also, that you should start artificial hatcheries of tartar on the banks of the riverine system near the dams. They did it, and then they stocked the upper reaches with the spawns, with the fingerlings, and with that. And that's why we utilize that particular niches which are available for the survival of tartar in that area. And it has done good. Apart from, there are many other strategies which slowly and steadily we can do and we can enhance. As you know, the pollution is one of the problem. The introduction of predatory fishes is again a problem for certain areas, because those fishes will eliminate the endemic species. So thank you very much, and it's very nice to hear you. Uh, Professor Parimal Saab,
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
is there any query from other examiner who was a point?
sir, very many thanks, sir, for your in-depth discussion and extensive Viva-Voce. Sir, the other examiner is Professor A.S. Raghuvanshi
Okay,
from Banaras Hindu University.
okay,
He has he has described, yes, he has given some suggestions for his future plan of work. He pointed out some research gap that the candidate may consider in his future research.
okay,
Firstly, its 2-year temporal scope may not capture long-term trends or climate variability.
right,
Secondly, detailed analysis of the microhabitats crucial for certain fish guilds was
right,
lacking. Future further assessment and conservation outcomes should expand monitoring to multi-year and seasonal cycles that include habitat mapping and microhabitat surveys.
good.
Uh, few questions are there, but almost all have been covered.
Okay,
One is
that's good.
that do the researcher plan to integrate genetic and molecular techniques like DNA barcoding or eDNA in your future studies to enhance the taxonomic resolution and detect cryptic diversity? One is
Right.
other questions have already been discussed, I think, by you.
Okay, that's wonderful. I just wanted to see that if anything is left, you can ask him. So, so with these words, I congratulate
So
Mr. Mohammad.
your blessings are required, sir,
No,
for the
no, I
candidate.
congratulate him, and I congratulate the supervisor also for the nice work which they have done, and it's a good work Zafar has done, and I think he should keep it up, and uh, he must publish this work, because the problem with the youngster nowadays, which we have felt and you might have felt, Parimal Saab, that
Sir,
after making thesis they don't publish their work, and that
yeah, he
was
has
the
published some of
case
the
for
work, sir.
classes.
Yeah,
So I advise him that he must publish his work. And number
exactly,
two,
exactly.
the recommendations which they have made out of the observations which
Yeah,
they have done, I suggest Anupama ji also, with your
yeah,
help, those recommendations should be sent to the fishery department at least, or the concerning department which are
yeah.
associated with
Certainly, certainly, sir.
riverine system, because that will be a contribution of the department also. The
Yeah,
department has done this work, and we have find out And our recommendations are like this: whether they take it or not, it is not our responsibility, but our responsibility is that we must send them.
Yes, sir.
That is
Exactly,
important.
exactly, exactly, sir.
So they should make these recommendations. Uh, you, as a head of the department, you must
Yes,
send
yes.
those recommendations to the concerned department. Out
Sure,
of
sure,
our
sir.
studies, we have been able to
Sure.
do. Rather, every thesis always gives you something new. And whenever you feel that it is associated with the agriculture department, it is associated with the PhD, it is associated with
Yeah.
forest department, we must send those recommendations to them out of our study. So, with these words, I congratulate once again, and I am so thankful to you, Parimal Saab, for giving me an opportunity to win. And from my side, I am satisfied with the performance. I have already recommended in my thesis, and I also recommend after the Viva that after making necessary, what are
Yeah.
routine practices of the department and the university, he should be awarded with the PhD degree in zoology. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank, thank
Thanks.
you, sir, very much. Thank you very much, sir.
So my tea is due, sir. Whenever I'll come, I will have a cup of tea from head of the department.
And we are sending a few papers for your signature, sir.
Yeah.
Shortly, shortly.
You send me the papers and I will
Yeah,
sign it.
yeah,
Type the report also, the
yeah,
Viva
yeah, yeah.
report. So I'll
Exactly, sir.
sign it and
Exactly.
I'll send it to you immediately.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Congratulations, Madam Anupama, for the nice work you have done. God bless you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.